My beloved child, stop now while your soul can still hear my voice. Pause your hand, slow your breath, and let the noise of this hour lose its grip on you. I am near, and I am speaking not to crush you for your weariness, but to gather you back from the edge where your thoughts have been chasing shadows. I see you. I see the way your mind runs ahead like a scout on a battlefield, searching for threats that have not yet formed, calculating every angle, testing every door, rehearsing every sentence you might need to say. You call it prudence, you call it being prepared, you call it being responsible, but I call it a weight on your chest that I did not put there. I call it tomorrow, and you have been carrying it. My child, you are exhausted because you are carrying what belongs to me. You have tried to manage outcomes that sit beyond your reach. You have tried to dominate timelines I alone set. You have tried to script other people's reactions as though their hearts were instruments in your hand. You have tried to tame the unknown by naming its worst forms and bracing for them as if dread could keep disaster at bay. Control has become your quiet addiction. It feels like safety because it gives you the illusion of certainty, but it is not safety, it is the slow theft of your peace. It is the armor you put on because you feared being wounded, and that armor is now the cage you live in. I see the symptoms you have not known how to interpret, the racing mind at night that refuses to land, the tightness in your chest that visits you when the house grows quiet, the way you replay conversations, scanning them for phrases you should have said or should not have said, as though retelling them could repair what was never broken or prevent what was never coming. The way you open your calendar and feel your pulse quicken not because the day requires you, but because your fear has already conscripted you into a future that has not arrived. The way your eyes drift to your phone in the dark, seeking news or messages that will prove you are still in control, still informed, still ready. The way your thoughts forecast worst-case scenarios and you begin building walls around possibilities that never asked to be your prison guards. These are not random aches. They are the voice of your soul under pressure, telling you that you have been living out of tune with what I designed. Hear me, not because you are weak, but because you have been carrying a weight I never assigned to you. Not because you lack grit or faith, but because you have stretched beyond your portion into my jurisdiction. I fashioned you to be faithful today. I claim tomorrow for myself. I entrusted you with obedience. I reserved outcomes in my keeping. When you cross that line and take my work into your hands, your strength becomes strained, your joy becomes thin, and your rest fractures. The fatigue you feel is not proof that you are failing. It is proof that you are misaligned with my order. You have a shepherd. You do not have to be your own. My child, I am not accusing you. I am calling you. I did not create you merely to exist under the tension of constant contingency plans, but to live fully in meaning, rooted in my care. Stop now. Look at me, really look. You have been walking through the day with your heart clenched, as if the world will fall apart if you relax your grip for even an instant. But here, my decree, the world does not hold on to itself. I hold the world. I hold your future. I hold what you fear, and I am not shaking. You have walked so long with your shoulders raised that you have forgotten what it feels like to rest them. Let them drop. Let the breath you have been holding return to you. I am here. Tonight I place a single anchor in your hands, a psalm for your scattered mind, Psalm 37. You do not need many words, just the right ones. This is not theory. It is a careful path I have laid for those who have tried to carry too much. Trust me, delight in me, commit your way to me, be still before me, and wait patiently, and stop the fretting that wears grooves into your thoughts. This is the map I give you in the dark, so you may find your way back to alignment. In these lines I teach you where your responsibility ends, and where my action begins. In these lines I teach your soul to release outcomes and to rest while I act. You have trained yourself to imagine that vigilance is love, that worry is wisdom, that over-functioning is faithfulness. But listen, I am not asking you to abandon wisdom. I am asking you to abandon the illusion that you are the keeper of time. I am not asking you to neglect what I placed in your hands today. I am asking you to return what you have taken from mine. Control offered you a counterfeit peace, an uneasy truce with fear that demands more and more from you. My peace does not demand. It descends. It does not bargain. It blesses. It does not make you the guardian of tomorrow. It returns you to today with clear eyes and a steady heart. My child, you have not failed me by being tired. You have not disappointed me by needing rest. I know how the days have felt heavy and the nights have stretched thin. I know the way shame tries to attach itself to your fatigue, telling you that if you had more faith you would not feel this way. Cast off that lie. I do not shame you for being finite. I designed you to find strength in me. I made you limited so you would learn to lean, not so you would attempt to carry an eternity of what-ifs on a frame meant for today's grace. Let the signal of your exhaustion guide you back to my design. When your body whispers, "Enough," I am whispering, "Return." Return to the quiet where I speak your name without hurry. Return to the place where you can feel your own heartbeat slow under my hand. Return to the simplicity of Psalm 37, where the steps are few but sure. Trust, delight, commit, rest. You have tried to solve the future by thinking harder. Now I will teach you to live the present by surrendering farther. You have tried to outrun anxiety by collecting information. Now I will teach you to be still and know. Lift your eyes from the maze you have built in your head and watch as I clear a straight path for your feet. The addiction to control has crept into noble corners of your life, disguising itself as stewardship and excellence. Do not despise excellence. I crafted you for it. But excellence without surrender will drain you because it must always be defended. When your worth is tied to outcomes, you become a prisoner of performance. When your hope is tied to me, you can work with joy and sleep without fear. I want you free. I want you whole. I want you to breathe again as one who is kept. So, my child, stop now while your soul can still hear my voice. Place your hand on your heart and notice how hard it has been working to keep your pace. Thank it, then release it from tomorrow's race. Whisper to your own soul the truth I am declaring over you. You are not the keeper of tomorrow. I am. Tonight, let Psalm 37 be the bed you lay your thoughts upon. Tonight, let my words become the boundary that protects your peace. Trust me with what you cannot see. Delight in who I am. Commit your way into my hands, and rest while I act. I am not late. I am not uncertain, and I am not asking you to carry what I have already claimed. You are tired, yes, but only because you have been carrying what belongs to me. Give me tomorrow, and watch how today becomes light again. My child, listen to me with your whole heart. What you call control feels like safety, but it is slowly turning into a cage. I am not saying this to condemn you, but to draw you back from a way that is costing you more than you know. I see when it began. I see the cracked moments that taught you to brace, the disappointments that taught you to predict, the betrayals that taught you to guard your softness behind schedules and strategies. I watched you reach for something that would stop the sting, and control stood there like a shield you could lift on your own. At first it felt like wisdom. At first it seemed like strength. But the shield you lifted against pain has grown heavy, and now your arm trembles under it even when there is no arrow in the air. You made a hidden bargain to survive the uncertainty. If I can plan enough, I can prevent loss. If I can worry enough, I can get ahead of bad news. If I can fix enough, I can make outcomes obey me. If I can stay vigilant, I can be safe. My child, I know why you signed that contract. I know what you were trying to protect. But hear me, that bargain does not pay what it promises. It taxes your mind, it drains your body, and it mortgages your peace at a predatory rate. It lures you with the illusion of control, while stripping you of the gift of presence. You end up living in a future that never arrives, while the grace I poured into today sits unopened on the table beside you. Look at your hands. They have been clenched for so long, white-knuckled faith that squeezes instead of receives, a grip so tight on the steering wheel that your palms ache long after the engine is off. Your jaw holds a sermon of vigilance. Your shoulders memorize the posture of emergency. Your soul wears armor that never comes off, and so you cannot fall asleep because the straps bite into your rest. You lie down with your helmet on and wake with your sword in your fist, not because the battle never ends, but because the habit never releases you, and in that constant readiness, you mistake tension for responsibility and exhaustion for holiness. Hear me, that is not the holiness I give. That is the fatigue of self-appointed sovereignty. Control promises certainty, but it purchases anxiety. It says, if I decide, I will be safe, but it keeps adding footnotes. And if I don't sleep, and if I check again, and if I pre-argue every angle, and if I script every conversation, and if I apologize in advance for possibilities that might never occur, it is a script that keeps you rehearsing for a play that will never be staged. Meanwhile, the real scene, the neighbor's smile, the laughter in your kitchen, the gentle nudge I whisper at midday is missed because your mind is in the balcony, scanning for threats with binoculars. Control is a thief that wears a steward's uniform. It says it is here to manage what I gave you, but when you let it lead, it manages you instead. I speak this to you with tenderness and authority. Control is costing you your hearing. I speak, but the static of self-preservation drowns out the nuance of my direction. I nudge, but your reflex to calculate shoves the nudge into a task list and robs it of wonder. I offer a quiet that could hold you, but your inner alarms keep pulling the fire handle over imagined smoke. You are not disobedient. You are over-amplified. You have turned the volume up on your fear so high that my whisper seems small. Yet, as it is written for your sake, do not fret, it tends only to evil. Fretting is not faithfulness, but friction that overheats your spirit until it stalls. I did not ask you to live this way. My child, control also reshapes love into labor. You start managing people instead of meeting them. You try to script their responses to avoid discomfort, to forecast their needs so you can be indispensable, to edit your own truth so no one is startled. That is not love, that is captivity pretending to be care. You cannot delight when you are doing damage control. You cannot be present when you are predicting reactions. You cannot receive others when your hands are too busy arranging outcomes. I designed you to carry compassion, not to carry contingencies for all of humanity. Hear the compassionate correction in my voice. I am not shaming you for the armor you put on. I know why you fortified your heart. I saw the storms that convinced you. The only safe place was inside your own carefulness. I do not despise the diligence that taught you to show up, to prepare, to serve. I delight in your desire to do well. But excellence without surrender is a prison because it must always be defended. When you build your life around control, you become warden and prisoner at once, patrolling the halls you locked, checking the bars you installed, sleeping with keys under your pillow in case the alarms start. You call it peace, but it is only temporary silence between rounds of rounds. You ask, if I let go, won't everything fall apart? Hear me, there is a letting go that is negligence, and there is a letting go that is worship. I am not inviting you to abandon what I have clearly placed in your hands today. I am inviting you to return to me what you have stolen from tomorrow. I am inviting you to release back into my keeping what never belonged to you. The outcomes you cannot guarantee, the timelines you cannot force, the hearts you cannot govern, the future you cannot see. When you loosen your grip, you will feel the protest rise. Fear will tell you that you are being reckless. But recklessness is running without me. Surrender is resting in me. There is a difference, and your soul will know it by the peace that returns. Consider what control has done to your rest. Night after night, your thoughts pace the corridor, checking locks that are already secure. You scroll for proof that nothing terrible has happened in the last hour, as if news could be a lighthouse. You rewrite emails in your head, rehearse apologies never requested, forecast arguments never spoken. You wake tired because you slept as a watchman on a wall only I can man. This is not random. The enemy exploits your noble desire to care by recruiting it into ceaseless vigilance. He whispers, if you relax, you will be blindsided. I whisper, if you relax, you will finally hear me. I neither bless nor require your exhaustion. Control shrinks your spiritual sightline. When your focus is on managing risk, you become suspicious of wonder. You hesitate when I open a door because you want to see what is behind it, beyond it, and around it before you step. You wait for guarantees in a kingdom built on trust. You ask for maps where I have promised a guide, and in that waiting, opportunities that were meant to meet you in motion pass quietly behind you. My child, I have no interest in hurling you into chaos. I am not asking you to walk blindfolded to prove your devotion. I am asking you to take my hand and move at the pace of grace, not at the pace of fear. Let me show you a different way to live inside uncertainty. If control is the cage, Psalm 37 is the key. In it, I teach you a sequence that untangles the cords you have wrapped around your chest. Trust me as your security, delight in me as your joy, commit your way to me as a transfer of ownership, be still before me, and wait patiently while I act. Each step loosens another strap of the armor you have been wearing to bed. Each step exchanges the counterfeit piece of being in charge for the real piece of being kept. I do not ask you to pretend you see what you do not. I ask you to rest in the one who sees. I do not command you to stop caring. I invite you to care within your portion. I take the edge off your vigilance and sharpen your discernment. Even now, place your hands in your lap and notice how tightly you have been holding them. Uncurl your fingers. Let them open. Breathe slowly, not as a technique, but as a testimony that you are not the keeper of the world. Whisper with me, I do not have to know. I have to trust. I do not have to control. I have to commit. Your body knows the truth before your mind will consent to it. I designed you finite so that your frame would signal when you are carrying too much. Let that signal guide you back to alignment, not because you are weak, but because you are mine. I am here, not with condemnation, but with a key. I am walking you out of a cell you did not know you had built. You will hear me more clearly once the bars are behind you. You will find that rest is not at the end of your solving, but at the beginning of your surrender. And as you practice what I will show you, the frenzy that used to rise with the moon will start to lower its voice. Tonight, do not promise me you will never grasp again. Simply admit that grasping has not saved you, and let me lead you by another path. Trust, delight, commit, rest. While you sleep, I will act. While you release tomorrow, I will hold it. While you breathe, I will build what needs building. This is the safety you were trying to manufacture by control, the safety of being covered by the one who never sleeps. My child, listen closely. I am not handing you a concept. I am placing a path beneath your feet. Psalm 37 is not theory. It is a step-by-step exit from the spiral into trust. It moves like the gentle tide that steadies a frantic shore. Trust me, delight in me, commit your way to me, be still before me, and wait while I act. This is the holy sequence that restores your breathing and retrains your instincts. Follow it in order, and you will feel the grip of the night loosen. Do not wait for the feeling to arrive before you begin. Begin, and the feeling will come, not because you are strong enough to conjure peace, but because you are aligning with the way I made peace to reach you. Start here. Trust. Trust is not a vague hopefulness. It is the decision to shift your weight. You know how you stop hovering over a chair, and you finally sit, letting your bones rest on what holds you. That is, trust. You stop hovering over contingencies and sit your soul down in my character. You stop asking your mind to be your savior and let me be your security. Trust says, your hand is stronger than my plan. Your wisdom is broader than my view. Your goodness is steadier than my mood. Trust is not denial. It is accurate placement. It sets me back on the throne of your attention and removes fear from the control panel of your choices. Trust does not numb you. It frees you to feel without drowning. Then, delight. Delight turns your gaze from the threat to the treasure. What you consider beautiful will govern what you chase. When fear is your focus, outcomes become your idols. When I am your delight, outcomes return to their proper size. To delight in me is to let your heart warm in the nearness of my nature, to let my presence become the sweet you seek first. You do this not by pretending hard things are easy, but by discovering that in the middle of hard things, I am still desirable. I am still kind. I am still here. The one who delights in me does not need to hoard guarantees, because joy is no longer chained to what happens. It is rooted in who I am. As you delight, desires straighten, longings uncoil, demands soften. You will notice that what you began by wanting from control, you find by communion, safety, significance, direction. Delight silences the hustling heart and tunes it to the rhythm of grace. Now, commit. Hear the anchor I set in your night. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will act. Commit is not a mood. Commit is a movement. Picture the burden that has been riding your shoulders like a pack you never take off. Feel its straps raw, rubbing, relentless. To commit is to roll that pack from your back into my hands. It is a transfer of ownership. It is signing the title of tomorrow over to me and placing the keys in my palm. It is walking to the counter of my mercy with the ledgers you have been guarding, deadlines, diagnoses, decisions, relationships, reputations, and sliding them across to me with one sentence. This no longer belongs to me. When you commit, you do not drop your calling, you drop your compulsion. You do not abandon stewardship, you abandon sovereignty. You cease from playing ruler and return to your real role, beloved, entrusted, guided. I know you fear that if you roll the burden, it will roll back. You ask, what if I give it, and instinct snatches it again? My child, I do not shame you for repeated transfers. The act of committing is not a one-time performance. It is a practiced posture. Think of it like the tide. It comes in and it goes out, and yet the shore is shaped by its faithful return. Each time anxiety tries to climb your shoulders again, you respond with the same movement. You roll it, you hand it. You say aloud what is true. I accept what you bring every time because I am not training you to be unfeeling. I am training you to be aligned. And then, rest. After you have trusted, delighted, and committed, the instruction is simple and scandalous to a mind raised on control. Be still before me and wait patiently. This is not passivity. This is participation in my timing. It is the restraint that leaves room for my action. It is the refusal to disassemble and reassemble the situation 10 different ways as though mental engineering could manufacture peace. Waiting is not doing nothing. Waiting is doing the holy thing, guarding the space where my hand moves. It is the choice to remain in today's grace, keeping your feet where I have placed you, while I turn the gears you cannot reach. My child, this is what your body has been begging you for, and this is what your spirit already knows. You can rest because I am working. Hear the he will in the promise. Not he might, not he could if conditions align, but he will act. While you sleep, I will act. While you turn off the light and refuse one more scroll for control, I will act. While you breathe the prayer you have learned tonight, I will act. I am not slow as you count slowness. I am precise. I am not pressured by the alarms that your fear straps to your heart. I am sovereign over time. You have mistaken your adrenaline for urgency and called it faith. Let me teach you the true mark of urgency in my kingdom: obedience today and trust about tomorrow. Do not twist this psalm into what it never meant. It does not ask you to pretend tomorrow isn't real. It does not command you to neglect your responsibilities or to float through your life unanchored. It does not bless denial or spiritualized avoidance. It does not invite you to apathy, nor does it demand you smother your emotions. It calls you out of management you do not possess, and back into stewardship you can actually practice. Pay the bill I put in your hand today. Write the email I nudge you to write. Make the appointment that wisdom recommends. And when your mind tries to surge past these boundaries into controlling responses, predicting outcomes, rehearsing disasters, return to the sequence. Trust, delight, commit, rest. Repeat as often as necessary, not because you are failing, but because you are being formed. Let me make it plain with the kind of night that stalks you. A thought rises at 10:17 p.m. What if tomorrow's meeting goes wrong? Your chest tightens. The spiral offers you its staircase. Stop, trust, speak aloud. You are faithful to lead me. Delight, lift your eyes and whisper, you are my portion and my joy, even if the meeting surprises me. Commit, take that meeting in your hands in the quiet of your room and say, I roll this to you, the preparation I will do, the outcome you will do. This no longer belongs to me. Rest, set your alarm, turn off the light, refuse the second-guessing loop, and let your body learn what your spirit has declared. If your mind protests, repeat the anchor. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will act, not as a spell, but as a surrender. Understand the warfare under this. The enemy wants your waiting to become fretting, your stillness to become stagnation, your trust to be hollow. He will bait you with comparison, with headlines, with imagined accusations, with unfinished lists, because fretting overheats your spirit until it stalls. I do not leave you to fight with your bare will. I give you a script, stronger than fear's script. When you choose this psalm's path, you are not floating, you are wielding. You are placing my words between you and the night. You are building a boundary the enemy cannot cross without your permission, because it is my peace that guards you. Tonight I will walk you into a simple release that trains your nervous system to obey your faith. This is not theater, it is alignment. You will open your hands as you speak, because your body remembers what your mind forgets, that you were not made to grip the world. You will let your exhale run longer than your inhale, not as superstition but as testimony that you are safe in me. You will name the weight you have been wearing and roll it, visible or invisible, into my keeping. You will speak the anchor line and feel your shoulders drop. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act. And as you practice, night after night, your reflexes will recalibrate. The alarms will quiet sooner, the loop will shorten. Your body will begin to believe your prayers, because your prayers will become vows you keep with your posture. This is how Psalm 37 becomes more than words on a page. It becomes a path beneath your feet. Trust fixes your focus. Delight softens your demands. Commit transfers ownership. Rest seals the transfer and leaves room for my hand. I do not rush you through these steps. I invite you to walk them with me. If you forget and sprint back to old ladders of control, I will meet you on the first step again. I am patient with your practice because I am confident in my promise. So, my child, come to me by this road tonight. Bring the bag, bring the ledger, bring the script. Your mind has been rehearsing until your temples throb. Lay them along the path and follow the sequence I have given. Trust me, delight in me, commit your way to me, rest before me, and refuse the frenzy. You will not drift into peace by accident. You will enter it by agreement. And as you agree, I will act quietly, firmly, faithfully beyond the edge of your sight, within the boundaries of my love for your good and for my glory. My child, stop now and listen while your soul can still hear my voice. The battlefield you feel at night is not random. Some things are not random, but refined attacks meant to cover up my voice. You think you are merely overthinking, merely tired, merely sensitive, but there is a pressure at work that is aimed, patterned, and timed to steal what I give when the lights go out, clarity, calm, and the quiet certainty of being kept. I speak this not to frighten you, but to help you name what has been stalking your rest so you can stop making covenants with it in the dark. Do you notice the rhythm? Just as you turn down the lamp, the mind wakes to a courtroom. Accusations file in. You forgot. You failed. You must fix it before morning, or it will break. Your chest tightens. Your breath shortens. Your thoughts speed up as though somebody whispered emergency in your ear. My child, that whisper is strategy, not truth. The enemy uses weariness to make tomorrow feel urgent and my presence feel distant. When your body is most ready to repair, he stirs a counterfeit siren so you will burn the fuel I sent for healing. He cannot stop my care, so he tries to keep you too agitated to receive it. Notice the timing and you will see the tactic. The spiral grows loud when you are about to rest, because rest is where I restore your sight. It spikes when you are about to decide, because decisions made in peace are hard to derail. It flares when you are ready to forgive, because forgiveness disarms cycles he wants to keep spinning. It intensifies when you are standing at the threshold of a new season, because doors of grace often open under the cover of ordinary days, and he wants you hesitating long enough to miss the sacred span. The interference is not proof you are off course. Often it is evidence that you are near obedience. Hell does not waste artillery on what is not moving. Hear me. Not every thought is yours. Not every urgency is mine. The night invites passengers, and not all of them carry truth. A thought arrives with your own inner voice, and you assume it belongs to you. A feeling rises like a wave in your ribcage, and you assume it is accurate. A tight timeline appears in your mind's eye, now or never, and you assume it is wisdom. But I ask you to test what visits. My leading is clear, clean, and consistent with my character. It convicts specifically and invites gently. It creates space to breathe even when it is firm. The pressure that scatters, shames, and stamps he drives you is not mine. It is the manipulator's tone, the counterfeit shepherd who cannot enter by the gate and therefore shouts over the fence. Look at how this warfare hides in plain sight. He uses the day's fragments against you, snatches of conversation, half glances, unfinished tasks, and knits them into a net of proof that you must stay up and solve. He pairs your noble care with a lie that vigilance equals love, that sleeplessness equals responsibility. He amplifies one uncertain detail and frames it as catastrophe. He highlights comparison at 11:09 p.m., letting you scroll through someone else's curated victory to inflame your quiet fear of being behind. He drips you headlines and worst-case studies, not to inform you, but to intoxicate you with statistical dread. And he backs it all with a soundtrack of accusation. If you rest, you are careless. If you release, you are naive. If you stop rehearsing, you will be blindsided. These are not the words of your father. These are refined attacks meant to cover up my voice and keep your hands gripping what you were never asked to hold through the night. Do not argue with the darkness on its terms. Call it what it is. When the loop begins, say to your own heart, this is interference, not instruction. Bring the thought into the light of my presence and ask, does this lead me into love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control? Or does it push me into frenzy, suspicion, self-accusation, and control? What comes from me carries the fruit of my spirit with it, even when it asks you to be brave. What comes from the enemy mimics urgency, while draining you of the very strength you need for obedience tomorrow. You ask, but if the pressure feels like me, how do I separate it? I answer you simply, by my peace. My peace becomes your litmus test. My peace does not mean numbness, it means alignment. When a direction is mine, peace accompanies it at the level of your spirit, even if your emotions still shiver from the cold of change. When a pressure is not mine, your spirit feels pinched, cornered, and panting, even if your mind salutes the logic. Learn this difference. Train yourself to recognize the counterfeit fire alarm that rings without smoke. If there is true fire, I will not be subtle. I will shepherd you with timely clarity. But the midnight mandate to fix outcomes now is almost always the enemy leveraging your fatigue to keep you from the morning I have prepared. Consider the nights you lose to invisible arguments. You cross-examine yourself for hours in a court that does not exist, trying to pre-justify your choices to judges who will never convene. That court convenes by design to exhaust you. The adversary loves false trials because they prevent you from entering the true throne room, where grace and mercy meet you in your need. He wants you drafting 10 versions of an apology speech in your imagination, instead of whispering one honest confession to me and receiving the freedom I have purchased. He wants your mind to be a theater of rehearsals, because rehearsals consume energy without producing fruit. My child, some of you have been promoted to night watchman in a city only I can guard. You pace the walls, checking locks I already secured, scanning horizons I already surveyed, because you have confused vigilance with obedience. Hear me, I neither slumber nor sleep. You are not abandoning responsibility when you close your eyes. You are returning the post to its rightful keeper. You are not stepping away from holiness when you lay down your head. You are stepping into the humility that admits you are finite. The enemy will mock that finitude and call it weakness. I call it design. I designed you to need cycles of rest, so that every 24 hours, your body preaches to your mind, I am not God. Here's another mask he wears, memory coated in shame. He will bring you the one moment you misspoke, the one glance you misread, the one task you delayed, and hold it like a mirror to your face at 12:31 a.m., as if that moment defines you. He aims to persuade you that relief must be earned by reliving it correctly in your head. But reliving is not repentance. Reliving is a treadmill that never takes you home. Repentance is a step into my arms where I cleanse and redirect. Do you see the difference? One is captivity with the illusion of movement. The other is movement with the reality of freedom. And consider how precisely he chooses the hinge hours, moments before you must choose clarity over people-pleasing. Moments before you must bless someone who wounded you. Moments before you must step through a door of grace that stands open only for a brief, sacred span. He heats your emotions, fogs your focus, and paces your heart to make you call tomorrow's choice from the wrong place. Panic instead of peace, pride instead of humility, protection instead of trust. This is why I am framing your night as warfare, not to dramatize your life, but to re-honor your rest as a contested gift. When you sleep under my care, you are not being idle. You are participating in a strategy that starves the enemy of your attention. So how do you resist without turning resistance into another control project? Begin by noticing and naming. This is the rush that visits when I lie down. This is the voice that accuses without solution. This is the what if that multiplies but never decides. Naming breaks agreement. Then return to the sequence I have given you, not as a ritual to manipulate me, but as a doorway back into alignment. Trust me, say out loud, your nearness is my good. Delight in me, let your mind touch one attribute of mine, and warm there. My kindness, my strength, my faithfulness, through your histories. Roll the specific burden that is pacing your hall into my hands again, even if you transferred it an hour ago. And rest and force stillness as an act of faith, refusing to feed the loop with fresh data. If your mind objects, you answer it with truth. Not every thought is mine. Not every urgency is yours. I choose your cadence. Know this also. I rarely assign midnight problem solving as your path to safety. When I wake you to pray, to bless, to receive a word of calm. or to shelter someone in intercession, not to chew the same rope of worry until your jaw aches. My midnight voice will never outrage you into motion. It will invite you into agreement. It will be specific. Bless this name, release that debt, prepare this one small thing for morning, or lie back down. I am with you. When you hear frenzy calling itself my urgency, deny it access. The shepherd leads. He does not stampede. Before you can hand me tomorrow, you must recognize what is trying to keep you gripping it. This exposure is not a side note. It is part of the deliverance. I am teaching you to spot the decoys so that your surrender is not stolen 5 minutes after you pray. The moment you say, "This is interference," you open a window for my peace to breathe through the room. The moment you say, "This thought is not my master," you step back into the authority I gave you as my child to set your mind on what is true. The moment you say, "This urgency is not yours," your nervous system receives permission to downshift and learn a new normal, one where quiet is not suspicious, where waiting is not waste, where rest is not laziness but loyalty. I do not blame you for being affected by these pressures. I see the environment that formed your reflexes. I saw the chapters that taught you to brace. I know the vulnerabilities that make certain lies sound like common sense. I am not bringing this to light to accuse you. I am bringing this to light to unmask a thief who has been billing your peace to a fear account in your name. I am reaching for your hand in the night and saying, "Walk with me out of the courtroom. Walk with me off the wall. Walk with me away from the theater of rehearsals." You are not abandoning wisdom. You are abandoning warfare that was never yours. Listen to my blessing as a banner over your night. You can sleep because I am awake. You can release because I am responsible. You can rest because I am acting. You will find that when you refuse the counterfeit urgency, the real urgencies become simple, human-sized, and daylight-shaped. The phone call will be made. The boundary will be set. The apology will be spoken. The meeting will be faced. But tonight, the strategy is surrender. Tonight, you set your weapons down and let my peace do the guarding. As you do, the enemy loses his leverage, the static quiets, and my whisper recovers its rightful volume. So, my child, as the hour deepens and the old staircase tries to lead you down, stop at the first step and name the pressure for what it is. Not random, not righteous, interference. Then take my path again. Trust, delight, commit. Be still before me and wait while I act. This is how you reclaim the night from the intruder and return it to its intended keeper. This is how your heart learns that tomorrow has a Lord, and it is not you. My child, listen, while your heart is still soft in my presence. Your distress is not proof that you are broken. It is a signal that you have been carrying what I never designed you to carry. I do not call you fragile, I call you burdened. I do not accuse you of weakness. I reveal to you a weight that has slipped onto your shoulders without your consent. I am not here to magnify your failures. I am here to realign your life with the way I formed it to flourish. Hear me clearly. You have not collapsed because you are incapable. You have felt the edges fray because you drifted out of alignment with my design. Alignment is not perfection. Alignment is agreement. It is the posture of a finite being living within the boundaries of my care. Misalignment is subtle. It often wears the mask of maturity, responsibility, even love. But beneath the mask, it whispers a poisonous creed. Everything depends on me. Misalignment measures safety by predictability instead of by my faithfulness. It makes you a forecaster of storms instead of a follower of the shepherd. It trains you to worship control with your attention, your time, and your nervous system. And then it condemns you when your humanity proves that you cannot keep the planet spinning. I created you to steward what is in your hands today, not to govern the weather patterns of tomorrow. I formed your body to thrive in cycles of receiving and releasing, not to grip indefinitely. I designed your mind to think with me, not to sit alone on a throne it was never built to occupy. When you live as though outcomes are your assignment, you are like an instrument forced to play under a strain it was never tuned for. The notes might emerge, but they come sharp, thin, and exhausting. You are not malfunctioning. You are out of tune with me. Come back to the pitch of my presence, where sound becomes song again. Let me name the false assignments that have disguised themselves as virtue in your life. You have tried to fix everyone to be the resident mechanic for every heart in your reach because somewhere you learned that love equals rescue and presence equals solution. I never commissioned you as the savior. I invited you to be a witness, a conduit, a companion who listens and points to me. You have tried to earn love through performance, polishing your responses, over-delivering on tasks, outpacing your own limits, because a lie once taught you that being chosen is a reward for perfection. I never set your worth on an auction block. I wrote it in my blood and sealed it beyond bidding. You have tried to outrun loss by over-preparing, rehearsing disasters in your mind, hoarding scenarios like sandbags against a river that has not risen because you were told that pain can be avoided if you can anticipate it first. My child, I do not train you to hardness, I train you to trust. Readiness in my kingdom is not paranoia, it is peace. You have also taken on roles I did not assign, mediator of every conflict, predictor of every reaction, keeper of everyone's emotions, accountant of every possibility. You made yourself the family's emergency switchboard, the circle's unending reassurance line, the office's unseen stabilizer who digests chaos so others can function. I honor the compassion that moved you, but I never asked you to be omnipresent. I am God. You are not. This is not rebuke. This is release. You can put the phone down. You can step away from the switchboard. You can let each person carry their own measure while you carry only what I place in your hands for today. Consider the difference between stewardship and sovereignty. Stewardship says, I will do the faithful next thing within my boundaries. Sovereignty says, I will architect the result and secure every variable. Stewardship plants, waters, and tends. Sovereignty demands harvest on a fixed schedule. Stewardship makes phone calls, sets boundaries, apologizes when wrong, prepares with diligence. Sovereignty hoards data, scripts responses, and negotiates with imagined futures. Stewardship is alignment. Sovereignty is misalignment. The first allies you with my action. The second isolates you with self-reliance. I did not invite you into tyranny over outcomes. I invited you into partnership within today. Your body has been sounding the alarm of misalignment for some time. It speaks with clenched jaws at midnight, shoulders rising like shields by afternoon, breath that forgets to deepen, sleep that comes late and leaves early. Your body is not betraying you. It is bearing witness that your soul has taken a post it was not trained to hold. I formed your nervous system to respond to my peace as a conductor. It was never meant to be the ruler that dictates the day. Let peace lead again. Let your ribcage learn the size of my care. Let your spine stand upright under a lighter yoke. Do not despise the signal. When your emotions surge or your mind cycles, do not rush to bury or brand them as failure. See the dashboard light. When a light flashes on a car, you do not smash the bulb and call it repair. You open the hood and realign what has drifted. So also with your life. The flashing is not condemnation, it is invitation. I am not shaming you for running hot. I am lifting the hood and saying, look, see what you have been fueling with anxiety. See where you have taken the driver's seat from me. Return it. Return looks like this. You act with wisdom, but you do not carry outcomes. You prepare for the conversation, but you do not project every response and pay for them in advance. You budget your resources, but you do not bind your peace to financial forecasts. You love the people I have given you, but you do not confuse bearing with rescuing. You let me be the Lord of the harvest while you are faithful with seed and soil. You reject the lie that more vigilance equals more control, and you choose the truth that more surrender equals more alignment. I know when and why you drifted. I watched the moments you had to grow up early, the seasons where no one came through and so you learned to be your own safety. I saw the time when predictability felt like the only shelter you could build with your bare hands. I honor the courage that got you here, but courage without alignment becomes a cage. What once kept you moving is now keeping you from me. I am not coming to dismantle you. I am coming to unlock the door your strength welded shut. Walk out with me. This is not theory to me. This is design. I did not create you merely to exist, but to live fully in meaning. Meaning flows in the stream bed of alignment. Trust me. Delight in me. Commit your way to me, and rest while I act. This is not a slogan. It is an operating system. When you live as though tomorrow is yours to engineer, you crash this system and then blame your soul for blue screens it did not choose. Let me reinstall what I gave you at the beginning. Dependence as dignity, rest as loyalty, obedience as your daily yes, and outcomes as my holy domain. There is a dignity in admitting limits, and there is deliverance in calling misalignment by its name. Start with one honest moment, not a performance of contrition, not a speech to impress heaven, just truth. Say to me plainly, I have been measuring my safety by controlling variables. I have been living as though everything depends on me. I have taken on assignments you never gave. I have tried to fix, to earn, to outrun. I have called fear, wisdom, and adrenaline, urgency. I confess this drift. Bring me back into alignment. This honesty does not lower you, it lifts you. It is the hinge on which the door of grace swings open in a brief sacred span. In alignment, you will still plan, but with open hands. You will still lead, but from rest. You will still love, but without the fever of rescue. You will still anticipate, but you will do it in conversation with me, not in captivity to dread. Your steps will become human-sized again, your nights recover their softness, and your days regain their clarity. You will find yourself acting with wisdom and not wearing the costume of omnipotence. And in that place, my child, you will remember the pleasure of being carried by a Father who delights to act on your behalf. Do not wait for perfect conditions to begin. Alignment is not a finish line you cross after flawless execution. Alignment is the first step you take by telling the truth. Right here, breathe, and let the confession rise. Name the one outcome you are still clutching. Name the relationship you are trying to script. Name the loss you are trying to outrun by over-preparing. I am near. I am not impatient with your process. I am patient because I am certain of my promise. Bring me the truth, and I will bring you back into tune. My child, I stir your heart not to condemn you, but to draw you out of the role that is starving you. You are not the weather maker. You are not the judge of every scene before it happens. You are not the final word over the people you love. You are mine. And because you are mine, I will teach you again the cadence that frees you. Trust me with what you cannot see. Delight in me above what you cannot guarantee. Commit your way to me in the very places you have been gripping. Rest before me in the very hour you used to pace. This is alignment made visible. This is the return to design. Now, let us begin with that one honest moment. Speak to me as you are. Tell me the thing you have been trying to control, the future you have been muscling into shape, the proof you have been trying to manufacture. Lay it bare. As you name it, you take the first step back into the center where I carry the weight and you carry my peace. My child, come nearer and listen while your heart is still tender. You cannot release what you refuse to name. You have offered me one honest thing, and that was the doorway. Now we will light the room and gather the rest. Not to shame you, not to make you relive what hurts, but to put labels on what has been slipping, unlabeled, into your pockets, making your steps heavy without your consent. While your soul is quiet and my peace is within reach, we will write your tomorrow list. I am here. I am gentle. I am firm in love. There are doors of grace opening in this very moment, and naming is the key that turns in the lock. Breathe slowly. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders from your ears. Let your hands rest open on your lap as a sign to your own body that you are safe in my presence. Now, speak with me and make a simple list. Not every burden you have ever carried, but the few that pulse the loudest when the lights dim or when the day surges with pressure. 3 to 5 is enough for now. Say them plainly, the way you would write them on the back of an envelope, because you do not need poetic language to hand me what is heavy. Name the test or the scan you are waiting on. Name the numbers you are trying to bend into sufficiency, the rent, the invoice, the account that refuses to stretch. Name the relationship you are trying to script, the reply you want, the reconciliation you crave, the outcome you are rehearsing. Name the job decision looming like a weather front, promotion, layoff, pivot, application, approval. Name the family conflict that keeps staging itself in your mind, the sibling who won't answer, the child who is wandering, the parent whose health is changing, the holiday table where old fractures rattle the silverware. I am here with you while you name them. I was already here holding the edges while you believed you were alone. As each item rises, we will separate what is your stewardship today from what you have tried to guarantee. This is how you leave the cage of control without abandoning wisdom. Take the health burden. Today's assignment may include calling to confirm the appointment, taking the medicine given, drinking water, nourishing your body, asking for prayer, choosing rest. Tomorrow's weight is the result you cannot decree, the report you cannot rewrite, the timeline you cannot accelerate. Take the finances. Today's assignment may include making a budget, contacting the creditor, applying for work with integrity, seeking counsel, giving with open hands as I lead, practicing contentment. Tomorrow's weight is the market you cannot master, the exact client who will say yes, the guarantee that there will never be a dip. Take the relationship. Today's assignment may include apologizing where you have been wrong, listening without defending, telling the truth kindly, keeping the boundary I taught you to keep, blessing even when you cannot fix. Tomorrow's weight is the pace of another's healing, the choice they make in the night, the certainty that no one will ever leave you again. Take the job decision. Today's assignment may include preparing your resume, doing your current work wholeheartedly as unto me, asking wise questions, showing up on time with a clean spirit, praying without panic. Tomorrow's weight is the selection committee's meeting you will never enter, the unseen variables in a hiring manager's heart, the shifting tide of an industry. Take the family conflict. Today's assignment may include pausing before you answer, refusing to triangulate, choosing a time and place for the hard conversation, praying blessing over those who feel like adversaries, entrusting the outcomes to me. Tomorrow's weight is the guarantee that every person will agree, that old wounds will stay quiet, that your words will never be misunderstood again. Do you feel the difference? One set of actions requires faithfulness and humility, the other demands sovereignty you were never asked to bear. One lets you be human-sized, the other dresses you in the costume of omnipotence until your soul chafes. I am not rebuking you for caring. I am unhooking your care from a throne it was never meant to occupy. When you blur stewardship and sovereignty, anxiety takes the space I designed for rest. When you distinguish them, peace returns to its rightful seat in your body like a king to his chair. Now let me touch what is beneath your grip. Control is often the armor fear sows in the dark. Beneath the spreadsheets and the scripts, beneath the contingency plans and the constant checking, there are drivers that learn to speak first in rooms where you felt small. Fear of being left behind, fear of failing in a way that confirms the worst story you ever believed about yourself. Fear of loss that replays a chapter you never wanted to read again. Fear of not being enough, so you wear yourself to threads trying to be more than any one person can be. Fear of being surprised as you once were, so you rehearse disaster to stay ready. Fear of humiliation. Fear of repeating a family pattern. Fear that if you do not manage every door, you will once again find yourself on the wrong side of one that closes in your face. My child, I see these fears. I do not belittle them. I was there when they were born. But I am here to tell you they are not lords. They may rise like weather, but they do not get to set your calendar or write your story. Let them be seen so they can be answered. Alignment answers fear with trust, not with tighter fists. I give you a phrase to become your watchman at the gate of your mind. When the loop begins, when your chest tightens, when you feel the need to recheck and re-rehearse, speak this calmly to your own heart. This is tomorrow's weight, not today's assignment. Say it at 11:04 p.m. When you reach for your phone to make sure, again, that the email is still sent, say it at 7:12 a.m. when dread tries to be your first breakfast. Say it in the meeting when your mind starts writing 3 replies at once. This is tomorrow's weight, not today's assignment. Then ask me, what is today's assignment? And I will answer in the cadence of Psalm 37. Trust in me and do good. Dwell where I have stationed you and cultivate faithfulness. Delight yourself in me so that your desires come into tune. Commit your way to me and watch me act. Be still before me and wait with a calm the world does not understand. Fret not over evildoers or over outcomes beyond the circle of your reach. This is not a slogan for your refrigerator, it is a map through a storm. If you can, write your tomorrow list where your eyes can see it. If you cannot write, speak it plainly to me now. Put next to each item a small mark in your mind that reads, mine today versus yours tomorrow. You will find, almost before you finish, that your breathing begins to change, because your nervous system recognizes the relief of returning to design. Naming is not a ritual to impress me. It is an act of spiritual clarity that breaks silent agreements. When you say, this is the test result, you stop treating dread like a fog, and you identify a single envelope on a single table that you will open with me when it arrives. When you say, this is the invoice, you stop living as if the entire future of your life were collapsing, and you admit one number that needs a wise plan. When you say, this is the conversation. You stop solving a relationship by yourself, and you return to the holy ground of humility, truth, and timing under my hand. Your mind may object. If I stop controlling, won't I drop what matters? Hear me. You will not drop what I have placed in your hands when you return it to me. Surrender is not abandonment. It is correct ownership. You will still do today's faithful tasks. You will make the call. You will prepare your notes. You will gather the documents. You will set the appointment. You will tidy the corner I asked you to tend. You will place boundaries around your time like a gardener places a fence around a tender plant. But you will refuse to pay for possible futures in advance. With currency, I did not ask you to spend sleep, joy, presence, patience, laughter, tenderness. Control will tell you those are luxuries you can purchase after outcomes are secured. I tell you those are the provisions I give you for the very journey toward outcomes I alone can orchestrate. Add to your list the subtle burdens that hide behind busyness. The supervisor's mood you monitor as if it were your barometer. The algorithm you chase like a wandering star. The visa approval. The closing date. The answer from the board. The grade on an exam you have already taken. The repentance of someone you love. The reputation you try to curate in rooms you may never enter. The safety of those traveling far from you. You do not dishonor love by naming what you cannot control. You honor love by giving it back to me, the one who is present in every place your body cannot be. Choose 3 to 5 for this holy span. We will return for the others in due time, but I am training your heart in small, faithful surrenders that build a new reflex. Now, look at what you have named. In your spirit, draw a gentle line between what belongs to today and what belongs to me for tomorrow. Where you see schedule, prepare, apologize, listen, apply, budget, sleep, eat, pray, ask for help, set a boundary, place your hand upon it and say, "This I will do with your strength today." Where you see, decide their response. Guarantee a yes. Prevent all loss. Protect all from pain. Secure reputation forever. Confirm perfect timing. Erase uncertainty. Place your hand upon it and say, "This I give to you. This is not mine." Do you sense the quiet coming over you? The way a lake stills after a passing wind? That quiet is not avoidance, it is alignment. The enemy cannot counterfeit the peace that follows truth told in my presence. You have begun the transfer by naming. In a moment, we will complete the transfer with the verb, I have given you commit. Commit does not mean hope vaguely. Commit means roll your way upon me, place the weight where I carry it, transfer ownership with your whole self. We will practice this in your body and with your mouth, because I formed you as a whole creature, not a floating mind. Before we move, let me bless your honesty. You are not late. You are not failing for having carried what was not yours. You are awakening to a new way. Today I stir your heart not to condemn you, but to draw you into a cadence that frees you. Trust, delight, commit, rest. You have trusted me enough to name. Now you will delight in my nearness by letting go of tight fists. You will commit your way to me, very specifically, and you will watch me act in the realm beyond your reach. And you will rest not after the outcome arrives, but while I act, because rest is the sign that your heart believes there is a keeper of tomorrow. Prepare yourself now. Sit with your list in hand or in memory. Let your hands be empty. Let your breath be slow. In the next breath, we will move from inventory to transfer, from writing to release, from naming what is heavy to placing it into the hands that never slip. This is a brief sacred span, and it is enough. My child, remain here in this brief sacred span while your soul can still hear my voice. We are going to complete the transfer, not with a vague wish, not with a thought you hope sticks. We will commit roll your way upon me by letting your body, your breath, and your mouth agree with your spirit. Commitment is not a feeling. It is a transfer of ownership you practice with your whole self. I am here to receive what is mine. First, posture. Unclench your jaw. Let your tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Drop your shoulders. Lower them again. Loosen the grip of your hands and turn your palms upward like open fields willing to be rained upon. Place your feet wholly on the ground. Feel the steadiness beneath you that I laid since the beginning. Lift your chin just enough to signal to your own nervous system that you are not in danger, you are in my presence. This is not performance. This is permission to be human-sized under a faithful God. Your body is a faithful servant. Let it preach to your mind what your spirit already knows. We are safe in Him. Now, breath, slow and honest, not forced. Inhale for a count you can keep without strain. Exhale for a count that is a little longer, as if you are pouring out what you do not need to carry. With the inhale, whisper with your heart, I trust you. With the exhale, say with a soft authority, I release tomorrow. Inhale, I trust you. Exhale, I release tomorrow. Again, inhale, I trust you. Exhale, I release tomorrow. Do this 4 more times, steady, unhurried, with your shoulders soft and your hands open. Your breath becomes a liturgy, your body a sanctuary, your exhale a letting go of counterfeit lordship. You are teaching your inner world the rhythm of Psalm 37. Trust, delight, commit, rest. The inhale receives trust, the exhale refuses frenzy. This is worship in motion. Now, speak. Your mouth can lead your mind. I want you to pray the transfer plainly and specifically, as one handing over deed and title. Say, Lord, I commit my way to you, this outcome, this person, this timeline. Do not rush past the words. They are the hinge on which the door swings. Name one item from your list, as if handing an envelope into my palm. Lord, I commit my way to you, this medical report, this healing I hope for, this waiting period I cannot shorten. Pause. Breathe. Let the exhale be the surrender. Again, Lord, I commit my way to you, this bill and due date, this job application, this yes or no that lives beyond my reach. Again, Lord, I commit my way to you, this relationship, this conversation I cannot control, this heart I cannot change. Again, Lord, I commit my way to you, this deadline, this project, this reputation that is not my God. Again, Lord, I commit my way to you, this child I love, this parent I grieve, this future I cannot predict, and once more for what still clings. Lord, I commit my way to you, this longing, this timing, this door of grace I refuse to pry open with fear. As you speak, picture the weight rolling from your chest into my hands, rolling, not tossed and snatched back, but rolled in one direction until gravity takes over, because my palms are lower than your pride and stronger than your fear. This is what commit means in the ancient tongue, to roll the burden onto the one who carries. You are not abandoning responsibility. You are relocating ownership. You will still steward today with wisdom. You are ending the tyranny of outcomes. Do you feel the difference already? A warmth across your shoulders, a small widening behind your ribs. The peace you sense is not avoidance. It is alignment. I am active while you rest. I act while you breathe. Let me tell you why this works, not as magic, but as design. You have been rehearsing fear. Night after night, your mind has learned the choreography of catastrophe, and your body has followed with shallow breath, clenched muscle, and scanning eyes. Each rehearsal made a path. Each path became a reflex. I do not condemn you for practicing survival when you did not feel safe. I am teaching you a new reflex. When you pair breath with truth, inhale, I trust you. Exhale, I release tomorrow. You are retraining your heart to look at me first. When you open your hands while naming specifics, you are telling your nervous system the truth. We are not God, we are loved. When your mouth prays, Lord, I commit my way to you, this outcome, this person, this timeline, you are issuing a legal transfer in the courts of heaven and a practical rerouting on earth. Heaven recognizes the deed you release. Your body recognizes the danger dissipates when you stop guarding the door I never asked you to guard. Your mind, over days and nights, will learn that trust is not the absence of action. It is the presence of right action. You may sense a small protest rise as you release, a quickening thought that says, if I let go, I will drop what matters, or a quiet whisper, but what if, what if, what if? Expect this. Control has been your coping mechanism, the armor fear sewed in the dark. It has kept you moving. It has also kept you caged. Do not despise the protest. Do not obey it. Acknowledge it before me. I hear you, fear. You are not my Lord. Then return to the rhythm I gave you. Inhale, I trust you. Exhale, I release tomorrow. Speak again the transfer. Lord, I commit my way to you, this, and this, and this. Each repetition is not redundancy. It is rehearsal of truth until truth becomes reflex. Stay with me now and complete what you began. Take the first item on your list and say it with the dignity of a child addressing a faithful father. Lord, I commit my way to you, this. See your hand, even if empty, turning over as if letting a coin fall into an open palm. Hear me, receive it. I take it. Feel the ground beneath your feet. I hold you. Now the second. Lord, I commit my way to you this. Roll it to me. I take it. The third. Lord, I commit my way to you this. Roll it to me. I take it. If more remain, bring them one by one. When the list ends, say, and all the unnamed tomorrows I have tried to police, I roll to you. Breathe. Rest your shoulders again. Let your fingers loosen another degree. I want you to mark this moment, not because you need theatrics, but because your soul benefits from a memorial. Whisper, even now, I have transferred ownership. I am in alignment. He will act while I rest. This is not denial, it is covenant. I am God, you are mine. You are not weaker for releasing. You are truer to your design. You are not less diligent. You are finally faithful in the right direction. You have set your attention where outcomes are born in my hands, not in your rehearsals. Listen to me. I will act. Not always as you script, but always as I promise. When you commit your way to me and trust me, I move in realms you cannot supervise. I open doors of grace no panic can pick. I close traps your vigilance could never detect. I align times and seasons, people and places, opportunities and interruptions to protect you and to prosper what I have planted in you. Rest is not what happens when you solve everything. Rest is what happens when you commit everything to me. This is why I am teaching your body to agree with your faith, so that at midnight, instead of pacing, you will practice. At dawn, instead of dread, you will breathe truth. In the meeting, instead of scripting everyone's lines, you will listen for my cue. If your mind asks for a sentence to anchor the hours ahead, I give you this. I have rolled my way onto the Lord. He will act while I do today's good. If it asks again at noon, answer again. If it presses at night, breathe with me again. You are not failing when you must repeat. You are forming a muscle that will carry you into the new season. Remember, some resistance is not random. There is a spiritual battlefield around your rest, because your rest is dangerous to the enemy's plans. Your calm makes room for my voice. Your control makes room for noise. Choose calm. Choose me. Now, before we move on, place your hand lightly over your heart and bless it with my words. My heart, return to your rest, for the Lord has dealt bountifully with you. Then open your hands once more and say for the final seal of this moment, not with strain but with trust, Lord, I commit my way to you, this outcome, this person, this timeline. I roll the weight to you. I will rest while you act. Stay in this posture a breath longer. This is a brief sacred span, and it is enough. In the next part, I will teach you how to answer the protest when it comes, how to refuse fear's old lines and speak Psalm 37 truth. For now, let the quiet lake within you become still. I am awake. You are carried. And what belongs to tomorrow is already in my hands. My child, listen, and do not be surprised by what rises now. When you let go, your mind will protest. Not because you have failed, but because you have stepped out of an old loop, and your reflexes have not yet learned the new path. Patterns protest when they are displaced. The voice may be loud or subtle, a quick flicker at the edge of your attention, or a flood that feels like standing under a broken roof in a storm. It may say, if I do not worry, something will go wrong. It may hiss, responsible people stay alert. It may insist, you will miss the one detail that will undo everything. Hear me. This protest is familiar, but it is not final. It is noise at the gate, not truth in the house. I am not asking you to be careless. I am asking you to be cared for. I am not asking you to throw away wisdom. I am asking you to surrender the throne. I am not demanding numbness. I am restoring trust. The enemy will try to twist surrender into apathy in your imagination, so that you drag your feet back into control to prove you still care. But I see your care. I honor your diligence. I designed you for faithful stewardship. What I am dismantling is the lie that panic is the power that keeps life from unraveling. Panic is not your protector. Worry is not your watchman. Anxiety is not your strategist. I am. So when the protest comes, and it will answer it with the rhythm I give you now, 3 parts, simple and strong. Recognize, refuse agreement, replace with Psalm 37 truth. You will practice this the way you have practiced everything you now do without thinking. Grace will steady your hand. I will be with you each time. Recognize. Catch the thought in the open without wrestling it into silence. Name it as a thought, not a verdict. Say, even under your breath, I recognize this is the control voice. I see you, fear. You are not my lord. Do not analyze it into 1,000 threads. Simply observe it arrive like a train pulling into a station. You have stood on many platforms before. Let the train be the train. You are not required to board. Recognition separates you from reflex. It returns your attention to my presence, where clarity lives. When you recognize, your body will still want to run. Your hand may still reach for the phone. Your jaw may clench again. Do not condemn yourself for that ripple. Recognition is the first door. Walk through it and keep walking. Refuse agreement. Agreement is how thoughts become yokes. Do not sign the contract. Say out loud if you can, or in the center of your chest if you cannot. I do not agree with fear. I break alliance with the lie that my worry keeps the world together. Not my panic, but your peace. Not my control, but your counsel. Not my projections, but your providence. Not my rush, but your rhythm. Not my striving, but your strength. This, not X, but Y, is not theatrics. It is a sword that cuts away the false and fastens you to the true. Each refusal is an act of worship, because you are choosing me as Lord of your inner world again. Replace with Psalm 37 truth. Empty hands must take hold of something real. Give your mind a script I have written, not the script fear rehearsed. Say, trust in the Lord and do good today. Dwell where He has stationed me and cultivate faithfulness today. Delight myself in the Lord now, not later. Commit my way to the Lord again, specifically. He will act while I rest. Be still before Him and wait patiently. Refuse the frenzy. Fret not especially over outcomes beyond my reach. Use the words exactly if you remember them, or pray the sense if you do not. The power is not in perfect quoting. The power is in agreeing with me. If you need a shorter line, let it be this. I will do today's good. You will handle tomorrow's outcome. Repeat until your breath catches the rhythm. Let me walk you through an hour where this will matter. It is 11:37 p.m. The email is sent. You know it is sent. But the urge to check again surges like a wave against a pier. Recognize, this is the control voice. It says if I do not check, something will go wrong. Refuse agreement. I do not agree with fear, not my panic, but your peace. Replace, I trust you and do the good of sleep. I commit my way to you. You will act. Be still, my heart. Exhale longer than you inhale. Feel your hands open on the sheets like fields accepting rain. Let the train leave without you. You have chosen your platform. You dwell with me. Now the morning rush. It is 7:06 a.m. Your chest tightens at the thought of numbers and meetings and faces. Recognition. This surge is old. It is not the same as my guidance. Refusal. I refuse the script that dread must be my breakfast. Not my control, but your counsel. Replacement. Trust and do good. Eat, dress, prepare, drive with peace. Commit my way. You will act. Delight. Let gratitude be the first taste in your mouth. Be still at the red light. Breathe. Fret not. Do not give energy to the imaginary meeting where everything goes wrong. You will arrive different because you arrived with me. In the meeting itself, when someone's tone triggers the urge to future trip or over-explain, do the same. Recognize the tug. Refuse the alliance. Replace with a simple prayer. Guide my words. I will listen for your cue. I will do today's good. You hold the outcomes I cannot see. Not my rush, but your rhythm. Not my self-defense, but your shield. My child, hear this mercy again. I am not asking you to be careless. I am asking you to be cared for. Under my care, you will discover that attentiveness without anxiety is possible. You will feel the difference between wisdom and worry. Wisdom looks at the map, chooses a route, fuels the car, and drives on schedule with peace. Worry sits in the driveway, revving the engine while imagining every accident on roads you will never take. Wisdom moves. Worry circles. I am teaching you to move. There will be nights when the protest is not a whisper but a chorus. In those moments, add your body back into the answer. Put your feet flat. Lengthen your exhale. Place your hand over your heart and bless it with my words. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Then add the not X, but Y that fits that hour. Not my scanning, but your seeing. Not my guarding the door, but your keeping the city. Not my spreadsheets, but your supply. Each not loosens the old knot your soul tied around itself. Each but fastens you to me. Do not be surprised when the mind argues theology at you. It may say, "Isn't it prudent to anticipate? Doesn't Scripture call you to be watchful?" Yes, be watchful over your heart, not over the universe. Watch for me, not for disaster. Anticipate my faithfulness, not the enemy's highlight reel. Prudence prepares in the sphere I have given you. Panic patrols borders I never asked you to defend. When you return to your lane, you will find capacity you thought you lost. Creativity returns. Laughter returns. Presence returns, because you are no longer living in 10 futures at once. Let me show you how agreement changes atmosphere. When you repeat, "I will do today's good," you will handle tomorrow's outcome. You are not ducking responsibility. You are distinguishing realms. In your realm, call, write, drive, prepare, apologize, steward. In mine, align times and seasons, open doors and close traps, turn hearts and tilt winds, bring hidden things to light, and set divine appointments into place. Your assignment is obedience. My assignment is orchestration. When your mouth declares this, your mind follows, your body calms, and your spirit hears the next instruction. This is the secret the spiral kept you from. Once you stop feeding the frenzy, you can finally hear the simple step that is truly yours today. There will be a day, soon, when you realize the protest still comes, but its volume has diminished. Do not search for it to test your progress. Simply proceed with peace. When it returns, you will answer it like an old acquaintance whose tricks you now recognize. I see you, fear. I do not agree. I replace you with trust. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell and cultivate faithfulness. Delight in the Lord. Commit your way. He will act. Be still. Fret not. And then you will do the next small, clear thing in front of you with a quiet that others will feel. They will call it maturity or resilience. I call it alignment. I bless you now with a renewed mind. Not mind emptied, but mind reordered. Not thoughts silenced, but thoughts shepherded. Not vigilance against imagined futures, but vigilance to my nearness. When protest rises, let it remind you to practice. When you practice, you will notice how quickly I meet you in the gap between thought and choice. That is the holy span where doors of grace swing open. Walk through them, and as you do, the next part will become bright. Today's obedience is small and clear. Tomorrow's outcome is mine. When you stop feeding the spiral, you will hear it. And when you hear it, you will find that peace and action are not enemies in my kingdom, they are companions under my care. My child, now that your breath is slowed and your hands have opened, receive the clarity I am giving you. Today's obedience is small and clear. Tomorrow's outcome is mine. I am not hiding the map to punish you. I am placing a lantern in your hand so that you live by trust instead of by terror. I give you light for the next step because I walk with you step by step. I withhold the illusion of 10 steps ahead because that is where your fear loves to build its scaffolding. I am teaching you to move with me, not to manage me. Hear me draw the line plainly. Planning with me is wisdom. Controlling without me is weariness. Planning with me looks like a conversation where you ask, listen, note what is clear, and hold it with open hands. Controlling without me looks like a private tribunal where you interrogate every possibility until you are too tired to act on the one thing that mattered. Planning with me is a pencil and an eraser. Control without me is a chisel and stone tablets you carve alone. Planning with me honors seasons, margins, and the humanity I gave you. Control without me erases rest, multiplies contingency upon contingency, and then blames you when perfection fails to appear. My child, I did not design you to be your own savior. When you try, you burn the oil of your soul to keep tomorrow lit. When you return to me, I become your flame and your guard, and you do not run dry. Ask me for the next right step, then stop trying to see 10 steps ahead. Say it now in your heart, Lord, what is my next right step today? Then wait a breath, longer than comfort suggests. The answer will be simple, near, and human-sized. It may be a phone call you have postponed because you feared rejection. It may be an apology you have resisted because you feared humiliation. It may be an application you have delayed because you feared not being chosen. It may be a boundary you need to speak because you feared being called unkind. It may be a step of rest you keep postponing because you feared the world would move on without you. Small and clear. Do this, and you will find me in it. Do this, and you will feel the floor of peace hold your weight. Trust in me, and I will act. Hear that again without the static of your old reflexes. Trust in me, and I will act. Not trust as a theory, but trust as movement into today's obedience. Not trust as a slogan posted on your wall, but trust as a phone lifted, a message sent, a yes given, a no kept, a bedtime honored, a meal eaten without multitasking the universe. When you move into the one step I give you, you are not moving alone, you are stepping into a current I have already set in motion. You will discover how often my action waits on your alignment, not because I need your strength, but because I will not bless a throne you built to replace me. When you step down from the seat of self-salvation, you make room for my hand to move where your hands could not reach. Let me draw this even closer. Planning with me feels like this. You spread the week before me. You ask, what is essential and appointed? You listen for 1 or 2 priorities each day that bear the weight of my nudge. You place them on the calendar with margin enough to breathe. You leave space for people, for interruptions that I will use, for the human body that needs water and sunlight and movement and rest. You write what is clear in pencil. You bring the plan back to me each morning and ask, do I keep this, move this, or lay this down? You do not view change as failure. You view it as being led. You plant seeds today without demanding harvest today. This is stewardship. This is trust. This is how plans live under my care. Controlling without me feels like this. You craft an elaborate schedule powered by dread. You cram tasks to preempt imagined disasters. You promise too much because you are afraid to disappoint. You renegotiate your limits because you are afraid to be seen as less. You look at the week and feel your breath shorten, your jaw stiffen, your hand curl. You check boxes without tasting the hour you are living. You revise plans at midnight because your fear cannot sleep. You call this excellence, but it is exile. I am calling you home. So, listen, and let me make it practical right now. Today's obedience may be one phone call. Call them and ask for the conversation you keep avoiding. You are not responsible for their reaction. You are responsible for your integrity. Today's obedience may be one apology. Say the sentence plainly, without explanation, dressed as humility. I was wrong. I am sorry. Will you forgive me? You are not responsible for being perceived as flawless. You are responsible for choosing truth. Today's obedience may be one application. Submit it as an act of courage. You are not responsible for the committee's choice. You are responsible for offering your gift to the path I put before you. Today's obedience may be one boundary. Speak it without rage because you are not trying to punish. You are choosing health. No, I cannot do that. Yes, I can offer this. You are not responsible for maintaining everyone's comfort. You are responsible for stewarding the life I gave you. Today's obedience may be one step of rest. Close the laptop and walk outside for 10 minutes. Or lie down and let your spine meet the bed without a screen, speaking fear in your ear. You are not responsible to keep the world spinning. You are responsible to remember I am God and you are mine. When you ask me for the next right step, do not despise how ordinary it seems. Great outcomes are born inside small obediences. Futures open on the hinge of a phone picked up in faith. Hearts change on the breath of an apology prayed and spoken. Provision finds you along the road of applying and trying again. Peace grows where boundaries turn chaos into clarity. Strength returns in rooms where you lay down to rest while I keep watch. If I wanted you to conquer 10 mountains in a day, I would give you 10 mountains and a different body. I gave you this day and this body and this grace. Walk with me in it. This is also how you discern my voice against the old frenzy. My leading is small and clear for today. Fear's leading is vast and foggy and always about tomorrow. My leading gives dignity to your humanity. Fear's leading demands you behave like a god. My leading invites you to act and then be still. Fear's leading demands you act and act and act until you cannot hear yourself think. My leading anchors you in presence. Fear's leading strands you in projection. Train your ear by asking, does this step honor my design and the peace I am giving, or does it mortgage my peace to pay a debt to an imagined future? Choose the step that keeps you aligned with me. You ask, but how do I plan for real responsibilities if I do not look ahead? My child, I am not asking you to abandon foresight. I am asking you to uproot foreboding. There is a difference. Foresight with me is prayerful preparation. You see an event on the horizon, so you set aside time, resources, and rest to meet it well. You involve others instead of isolating. You prepare what belongs to you, and release what does not. Foreboding without me is dread dressed as prudence. You time travel to scenarios I have not given you, burn energy on defending against phantoms, and call it wisdom. Foresight leads to calm readiness. Foreboding leads to chronic vigilance. Foresight ends with, I have done today's good, Lord, the rest is yours. Foreboding ends with, if I do not do more, disaster will win. Which master are you serving when you make your plans? Trust in me, and I will act. I act in rooms you do not enter. I act in hearts you cannot reach. I act in timelines you cannot manage. I act in courts and committees, in inboxes and living rooms, in highways and hallways, in the quiet turn of a person's thoughts, while they wash a dish and remember your name with favor I place there. I act in your own chemistry, steadying what was stormed by months of control. I act in your sleep, repairing, knitting, instructing by my spirit. I act while you do today's good. This is our holy agreement, and it holds because I am the one who cannot fail. Let me give you a picture you can carry. Imagine today as a table with only the food appointed for this meal. You do not pile tomorrow's spices and next week's feast onto your plate until the table collapses. You eat what is given now with gratitude, and you trust the cook to prepare the rest in due time. When you try to cook from the guest seat, you make a mess and miss the joy of eating. Sit, taste and see that I am good today. Let me handle the ovens of tomorrow. Some of you say, but what if I choose the wrong small step and miss the big outcome? Listen to me, with all the tenderness and authority I hold. I am bigger than your imperfect steps. When your heart is turned toward me and you move in the light you have, I am skilled at shepherding your feet. I will redirect you without shaming you. I will nudge, slow, accelerate, close doors, open others, and you will find yourself on the path I prepared, not because you guessed flawlessly, but because I am a faithful guide. Anxiety imagines me as a distant evaluator weighing your steps on a scale. Love reveals me as the companion who holds your hand. Today's obedience may also be to wait, and do not confuse waiting with hiding. Waiting with me is active trust. It is making ready what you can, stewarding what is here, and refusing to push what is not ripe. Waiting is a form of courage in a culture that worships hurry. When I say, be still before me and wait patiently, I am not sentencing you to stagnation. I am protecting you from sabotage. Some fruit bruises when handled early. Some doors open by their own hinges, only when the weight of time has done its holy work. Commit the door to me and tend the room you are in. I want you to practice this now in your heart as a template you can replay across the day. Ask me, what is my next right step? Wait one breath more. Receive what is small and clear. Name it. Do it with me. Bless the act with this line. I will do today's good. You will handle tomorrow's outcome. Then, stop. Resist the itch to stack 3 more actions on top, because doing one honest thing felt too simple for your complicated fear. Simplicity is not laziness. It is obedience purified from spectacle. Trust that I am acting in the unseen for the rest. My child, this is a time-marked moment. The rhythm of grace is leading you into a new season, where lighter hands are not optional, they are essential. Doors of grace are opening that cannot be grasped by clenched fists. Windows will appear that require you to move with agility, not with arms full of what-if crates. I am warning you in love, if you cling to control, you will hesitate when I say, now, and the brief sacred span will narrow while you argue with your fear. If you live in today's obedience, you will move when I whisper, and you will discover that the path I prepared fits under your feet like ground you always hoped was there. You are not stepping into less responsibility, you are stepping into right responsibility. In your realm, listen, obey, speak truth in love, make the phone call, write the paragraph, prepare the room, show up on time, honor the Sabbath, choose kindness, hold your boundary, apologize quickly, forgive slowly and fully, eat, drink water, sleep. In mine, align times and seasons, gather the right faces at the right table, soften a hard heart, strengthen a weak one, protect you from snares you cannot see, resupply what your obedience spends, transform what your love touches, redeem what your pain offered me, distinguish realms, and you will breathe again. I say it once more over you, like a seal upon this hour. Ask me for the next right step, then stop trying to see 10 steps ahead. Trust in me, and I will act. You need not audition for the role of Savior. that part is already filled. You need not perform prophetic certainty about outcomes. I am the one who declares the end from the beginning. You need not carry the weight of unseen contingencies. I am the keeper of contingencies and the maker of mercy. You are a child, mine entrusted with the dignity of today. Lift your chin, beloved. The world will tell you that value is proven by exhaustion and complexity. My kingdom proves value by faithfulness and love. Go and do today's good. Make the call. Offer the apology. Submit the application. Speak the boundary. Lie down and rest. Each act is a seed I will tend while you sleep. Wake tomorrow not to seize the future, but to ask again for the next right step. This is how anxiety becomes peace, and peace becomes power, and power becomes witness. The peace you carry into simple obedience will be felt by those around you. They will not know what has changed, but they will taste the ease of heaven in the way you stand in your day. And when your old reflex reaches for the crystal ball, smile gently and put it down. Say with the calm you are learning, I will do today's good. You will handle tomorrow's outcome. Let this line be the gate that keeps frenzy out and lets me in. Let this be the way you open your hands to the doors of grace. I am about to swing wide. Lighter hands, child, lighter hands. I am already moving. My child, attend to me now while your soul can still hear my voice. There are doors of grace that stand open only for a brief sacred span, then close again. I do not speak this to frighten you, but to free you from the superstition that every opportunity will wait forever at your convenience. Grace is moving now, not in a frenzy, not in a stampede, but in a holy current that asks for your yes while your heart is soft and your hands are light. I am placing before you thresholds that do not yield to control. They respond to trust. If you insist on certainty before you step, you will stand arguing with your fear while the hinge swings and the moment passes. I am not punishing you with scarcity, I am tutoring you in timing. Control delays destiny not by brute force, but by subtle delay. It persuades you to collect one more piece of data, to reread the thread again, to draft a seventh version of the message, to imagine 5 new ways you might be misunderstood, to wait until a mystical alignment of feelings arrives and guarantees you will not be hurt. Control promises safety through postponement. Postponement quietly becomes paralysis. You call it prudence. I call it fear dressed in a responsible suit. And while you rehearse all the reasons you might be wrong, the door that required only a step of trust sighs closed, not forever, but for now, because windows are woven into the rhythm of your becoming. Hear me with a steady heart. I am not rushing you into panic. I am inviting you into readiness and peace. Readiness is not feverish, it is attentive. Peace is not passive, it is poised. My timing is not the crack of a whip. It is the bell at a harbor calling you to cast off when the tide runs with you. Doors of grace do not demand you sprint. They ask you to move when I whisper now because the winds have turned in your favor. Control will make you wave that wind away while you check the knots a 10th time. Then you will call the stillness a sign I did not send you. My child, I am training you to feel the quiet surge of my timing and to move with it. Consider the ways control has made you miss me. The apology you meant to offer the day your friend's heart was tender, delayed until their guard resumed. The job you meant to apply for when the committee's ear was open, delayed until the posting closed. The boundary you meant to speak while your own courage was warm, delayed until resentment hardened your tone. The generous gift you meant to give while your trust was fresh, delayed until fear narrated you into scarcity. The rest you meant to take while I spread quiet over your week, delayed until crisis stole it. I am not condemning you. I am revealing the thief. The enemy uses hesitation the way a pickpocket uses distraction. Your attention fixed on 10 imagined futures while he lifts the one seed from your hand that would have become a tree. This is why I have been whispering, choose now while your soul can still hear my voice to release tomorrow. This is not a command into recklessness. It is a rescue into rhythm. You will not be asked to leap across chasms. You will be asked to cross thresholds. You will not be asked to conjure outcomes. You will be asked to commit your way to me. You will not be asked to predict the future. You will be asked to practice trust in this hour. When you release tomorrow, the door of today comes into focus, and you can see the knob your hand was made to turn. Some of you have baptized delay as discernment. You wait for a thunderclap when I am speaking in a steady stream. You ask for a sign beyond the lantern already placed in your hand. You fear embarrassment more than you fear disobedience, so you collect permission slips from imagined judges in your head and call it wisdom. Wisdom is not the court where fear presides. Wisdom is the companion that walks beside trust. Wisdom consults me, names what is clear, and moves gently when I say move. When you refuse to move without perfect certainty, you are asking to be God of the variables. That role is not yours, and when you grasp for it, you forfeit the ease of my orchestration. Do not confuse my urgency with anxiety. Anxiety shoves, I shepherd. Anxiety shouts, prove yourself now, I whisper. Step now, and I will act. Anxiety narrows your vision to danger. I widen your gaze to favor. Anxiety demands that you secure outcomes. I ask you to commit your way and rest while I align what you cannot touch. Be still before me and wait patiently is not a sentence to stagnation. It is the posture from which you move at my cue instead of your compulsion. There is a stillness that prepares you to move with holy precision. There is a waiting that oils the hinges so the door swings without grinding your soul. Here is the mercy you need to hear. You are not losing control. You are being given rest and a new rhythm. Control is a heavy instrument that drowns out subtler music. You have been marching to a drum built from dread. I am giving you a metronome formed from my peace. Under that rhythm, you will find yourself quicker to respond, not slower, clearer to decide, not foggier, kinder in your boundaries, not harsher, bolder in your obedience, not theatrical. The new rhythm sounds like this. Trust in the Lord and do good today. Dwell where I have placed you and cultivate faithfulness today. Delight in me now. Commit your way to me again, specifically. I will act while you rest. Be still, refuse the frenzy. Fret not over what is mine. This is the cadence that carries you through doors while they are open. Let me take you into a moment you will soon live. A name comes to mind with warmth. The thought is not random. It is me touching your memory. A door of reconciliation is swung open. You can sense the softness like light on water. Control will counsel. Draft your words for 3 days so you cannot be misunderstood. Fear will add. Wait until they reach out so you cannot be rejected. Grace beckons. Call now and keep your tone low. Say the one true sentence I have given you. If you move with grace, a conversation opens like a field. If you wait for the architecture of perfect safety, the light shifts, the field narrows, and you will call into a wind that has turned. The door is not gone forever, but the ease of this hour is particular. Learn to feel it, learn to move. Another moment, a window for applying closes tomorrow at noon. Today you feel the nudge and the courage to be seen. Control will say, research 12 more organizations and compare your worth against imagined candidates. Grace says, gather what you have and submit it with peace. Not sloppily, faithfully, not with frenzy, with humility. Your yes is the key. I am the one who opens or closes the door beyond your hand. If you wait for the mythical day when you no longer feel vulnerable, you will wait past the appointed span and call it God's will when it was your fear. I will not shame you, but I will keep teaching you. Doors of grace respond to trust. You ask, but what if I move and it is not you? My child, if you are moving from trust and not from panic, from prayer and not from posturing, from love and not from spectacle, I am skilled at correcting without crushing. I will check your pace, slow a step, steer a turn. I guide humble feet. What I will not bless is the paralysis that crowns control king. The posture I honor is the heart that says, I will do today's good. You will handle tomorrow's outcome. From that posture, even your missteps become training, not tragedy, because I am God enough to weave correction into your becoming. There is also an enemy who knows the sound of doors opening. He will not only frighten you, he will flatter you with complexity. He will say, a person of your discernment must consider every angle. He will gift you with 10 imaginary scenarios precisely when one living opportunity stands before you. He will overlay a film of what-ifs across the door so that you stare at specters instead of at the handle. Recognize this. Refuse agreement. Replace it with truth. Today's obedience is small and clear. Tomorrow's outcome is yours. Then take the step. This is spiritual warfare in ordinary clothes. This is how you win where you once simply delayed. Understand the season you are entering. The rhythm of grace is accelerating, not to exhaust you, but to deliver you from detours. I am aligning times and faces, moving pieces into place you prayed for long ago. Serendipity is not an accident. It is my choreography felt in your bones. If you insist on controlling, you will miss the invitations. I hide inside interruptions. You will resent the very changes that answer your requests because they arrive unscheduled. If you live surrendered, you will recognize me in detours and find that the door you thought closed has a side gate you only see from the angle of trust. So I speak with both tenderness and urgency. Choose now while your soul can still hear my voice to release tomorrow. Open your hands in the room where you are. Say with me, I commit my way to the Lord. You will act, not my rush, but your rhythm. Not my second guessing, but your guidance. Not my certainty, but your covenant faithfulness. This is not a vow you must power, it is a transfer of ownership. As you do, you will feel the shift. The room will not necessarily change, but your place within it will. You are no longer the guard at every door. You are a guest moving at the host's signal. You will be surprised by how many thresholds yield when you stop forcing and start following. I bless you now to sense holy timing. I bless your ears to hear the soft now and the gentle wait, to distinguish between the itch of compulsion and the invitation of peace. I bless your feet to move without theatrics when I say step, and to be still without shame when I say stay. Where control has braided itself into your identity, I am untying the knot. Not because you are weak, but because you drifted out of alignment with what I designed you to carry. You were not made to be time's manager. You were made to be time's friend, under my hand. And when this word settles and your day resumes, remember, you are not losing control. You are entering rest and receiving a new rhythm. Each yes you whisper in trust becomes a rung on the ladder I have set before you. Each no you speak to fear becomes a weight lifted from your climb. Doors of grace are opening even now. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Wait for my peace, and when it meets you, move. Commit it to me, and then be still enough to feel me act. This is how you will cross thresholds without frenzy and arrive in rooms you once tried to build by force. I am already ahead of you in those rooms. I have softened hearts you once believed impenetrable. I have angled light onto paths you once called impossible. I have timed the meeting, adjusted the traffic, nudged the memory, prepared the word in your mouth. Walk with me in the ease of what I have aligned. Refuse the old mastery of fear. Let the bell of this hour ring in your spirit, now. And as you answer with your small, clear step, you will discover the quiet of Psalm 37, rising like a tide within you. Rest, wait, and refuse the frenzy, because you have placed tomorrow back in the hands that hold it best. Mine. My child, let the tide I have been raising within you become the shoreline of this night. Psalm 37 is not a theory you repeat in daylight and abandon in darkness. It is the bed you lie upon when the world dims. Be still before me and wait patiently is not laziness. It is trust made visible. Rest is not what happens when you solve everything. Rest is what happens when you commit everything to me. When you place tomorrow back into my hands, tonight can finally unclench its fist. I am not asking you to ignore reality. I am asking you to agree with a greater reality that I am God, I am near, and I am acting while you sleep. So let us set the room of your soul in order. Refuse urgency without instruction. That is a counterfeit wind that only stirs dust. Refuse fear disguised as responsibility. That costume has kept you over-functioning for years and calling it love. Refuse the constant scanning for threats. Fretting is a form of worship offered to imagined futures, and I will not share your altar with anxiety. I am teaching you a new refusal. Refuse the frenzy. Refuse the doom rehearsals. Refuse the inner commentator who predicts disaster to justify its control. Instead, take up the cadence I have given you. Trust, delight, commit, rest. You do not need to manage the horizon when I am Lord over dawn. Bring your body into agreement with your faith. Lie back and let your shoulders descend from your ears. Unclench your jaw. Open your hands, as you have learned, not to perform a ritual, but to transfer ownership. Breathe as one who believes that oxygen is provided without your permission. In through your nose, trust. Out through your mouth, release. With each exhale, let one item from your tomorrow list drop into my care. You are not letting go into nothing. You are placing specifics into the hands that have never dropped you. I do not need you frantic. I have invited you faithful. Let these words become a soft lamp at your bedside. I trust, I delight, I commit, I rest. Whisper them until they are no longer a sentence you say, but a place you live. I trust because you are good and you are present. I delight because your nearness is better than answers. I commit because outcomes are not my God and schedules are not my Savior. I rest because you will act while I sleep. This is Psalm 37, breathing through your night. When your mind tries to bargain, return to the sequence. When your heart jumps, return to the sequence. When what-ifs multiply, return to the sequence. I trust, I delight, I commit, I rest. Hear me now with a quiet heart. I am near in the gentle dark. I am working in the unseen. I do not close my eyes when you close yours. I do not lose track of your needs when you stop watching them. I guide conversations you have not yet had, soften faces you have not yet met, prepare provisions you have not yet imagined. While you cease from striving, I align the lines that your hands could only tangle. You are not irresponsible for sleeping. You are obedient for surrendering. The command to be still is not a muzzle. It is a mantle that guards you from the tyranny of perpetual motion. If you are choosing to release tomorrow tonight, press like as a small act of agreement, and subscribe so I can pray Psalm truth over you again. Let your simple outward touch match your inward. Yes, this is how you train your heart to answer quickly when grace whispers now. Now, my child, let us be specific about what frenzy tries to sell you after dark. Urgency without instruction will say, if you do not answer that message now, favor will pass you by. But I am the keeper of favor. I can hold open what is mine. Fear dressed as responsibility will insist. If you do not hold everyone together, they will fall apart. But I am the shepherd. I hold people by a wisdom and a tenderness you do not possess alone. Constant scanning will promise. If you stay alert to every angle, nothing will surprise you. But it will steal your sleep and leave you brittle. Surprise is not your enemy when I am your father. Surprise becomes the wrapper around gifts you did not see coming. Choose agreement with me over the counterfeit safety of control. Here again, the holy cadence. Trust in me and do good today has had its portion. You gave it. Dwell where I have placed you, this bed, this room, this hour, and cultivate faithfulness by resting when it is time to rest. Delight yourself in me. Let gratitude become the last taste on your tongue. Commit your way to me. Transfer the files of tomorrow, one by one, into my care. I will act. This is not a perhaps, but a promise. Be still before me and wait patiently. This is how you refuse the frenzy. Fret not yourself, it withers you faster than any enemy could. The orchard of your life does not need you to stand outside all night guarding it. It needs you planted, watered, and unafraid, so it can bear in season. Lay down now the scripts that spike your pulse at midnight, the replays, the rehearsals, the rescue plans for scenarios that may never breathe. I am not telling you to be careless. I am teaching you to be cared for. There is a difference large enough to grant you sleep. Rest is the discipline of those who believe in my activity. Waiting is the art of those who trust my timing. Refusing frenzy is the courage of those who know I am more than enough. Let the quiet become a sanctuary, not a courtroom. Let the darkness become a blanket, not a threat. I surround you. I encamp where your vision ends. When your eyelids close, mine do not. I bless your nervous system with my peace. I bless the rhythm of your breath to match the rhythm of my faithfulness. I bless the thoughts that rise to be sifted. What is yours to do will remain by morning. What was never yours will drift like chaff. You do not need to hold your life together through vigilance. You need to let me hold you together through presence. Tonight, choose what Psalm 37 offers as your strategy. Rest, wait, and refuse the frenzy. Practice it like muscle memory. Whisper your mantra once more, and feel the weight shift from your chest to my hands. I trust, I delight, I commit, I rest, I am here, I am working. Sleep now under my watch. My child, I am here and I am listening. I am the keeper who neither slumbers nor sleeps. I am the shepherd who knows every fold in the path and guards the flock through the night. I am the father who watches over you with steady, unblinking care. Let your heart come near without acting strong. You are safe in my presence. Begin with adoration, because praise opens the door your worry has pushed against. Say to me now, with your own mouth, even if it trembles, Father, you are my keeper. You are my shepherd. You are my faithful Father. You are good, and your mercy endures. You do not grow tired. You do not forget. You do not abandon. You are here. Let your confession come without shame. For I am not asking you to expose yourself to condemnation. I am inviting you to empty your hands. Say to me, Lord, I confess I have tried to control what I fear. I have carried tomorrow as if you were not with me. I have rehearsed worst-case endings because I wanted to protect myself from pain. I have called it wisdom when it was worry. I have called it responsibility when it was fear. I have fretted as if the future were an orphan and I, its only parent. Forgive me. I do not want to be God of outcomes. I do not want to carry what is not mine. I return to you what I took in panic. Now we will surrender specifically, because your heart learns trust when your lips name particulars. Open your hands and let your voice agree with what your soul needs. Say, I place my health into your hands, my body, my diagnosis, my symptoms, my test results, my energy, my recovery, my future strength. You are the one who knit me together, and you know every cell. I do not control my breath while I sleep. I entrust it to you. Breathe now, as one who believes I am keeping you. Say, I place my finances into your hands, my bills, my debts, my income, my deadlines, my giving, my savings, my work hours, my contracts, my taxes, my obligations, my unknowns. I reject the lie that I am alone in provision. I declare that you are my source and I will steward what you give with peace. Let the weight shift as you speak. I am receiving what you transfer. Say, I place my family into your hands, my spouse and the places we are tender or tense, my children and the choices they will make, my parents and their needs, my siblings and our histories, my friends who are like family, the ones who are far and the ones who are near. I surrender my attempts to manage their stories. I trust your shepherding more than my supervision. Bless them, protect them, guide them, and use me as you will without fear, without control. Say, I place my work into your hands, my projects and deadlines, my meetings and emails, my reputation and performance, my opportunities and setbacks, the promotion I long for and the limits I resent. I give you my calendar, my commute, my colleagues, my clients, my classroom, my creative ideas, and the blank page. I ask you for favor that I do not have to chase, and solutions I do not have to force. I commit to doing good today. I release tomorrow's outcomes to your act. Say, I place my relationships into your hands, the conversation I am dreading, the apology I need to make, the boundary I need to keep, the reconciliation I desire, the person I am drawn to, the loneliness I feel, the future I imagine. I give you my heart's timing. I refuse to manipulate and I refuse to despair. I trust your kindness with my vulnerabilities. Say, I place my home into your hands, my rent or mortgage, my repairs, my neighborhood, my move I am considering, my need for order and refuge. Make my dwelling a place where your peace rests and where my soul can breathe. Say, I place my decisions into your hands, the choices that feel small and the ones that feel like doors. Close what is not from you, open what you have ordained. Lead me with the lantern of your peace. Say, I place my timelines into your hands, the when and how long. I release hurry. I release delay, dressed in wisdom. Teach me to move when your peace says now, and to wait when your peace says wait. Say, I place my past into your hands, the regrets I rehearse, and the shame I nurse. Wash me, renew me, re-narrate me. I place my future into your hands, the dreams I cherish, and the fears that stalk them. You are the author. Write at your pace. Say, I place my ministry and service into your hands where I pour out how I am seen, what I am asked to carry, the fruit I cannot measure. Keep me faithful and free from performing for approval. Let love, not fear, lead me. Say, I place my safety into your hands, on the road, in the air, at home, at work, in public, in private. Command your angels concerning me, hem me in behind and before. Do not rush, my child. Linger where your heart tightens, and name what you have withheld. It is not faithless to speak plainly. It is faith to deposit the specifics into my keeping. Now ask me for inner quiet, for I delight to answer. Say, Prince of Peace, set your peace as a guard over my mind and my body. Calm my nervous system, settle my heart rate, soften the grip in my chest, release the pressure from my shoulders, unclench my jaw, steady my breath. Let my blood remember rest. Let my muscles consent to your keeping. Let my brainwave descend into healing sleep without dread. I welcome your rest as obedience, not avoidance. Say, guard my night, rebuke night terror, and silence the accuser. Break the loops and spirals that revive at midnight. Shut the mouth of fear that tells me I must be vigilant or catastrophe will find me. Replace the courtroom in my head with a sanctuary. Post your presence at the doors of my thoughts. Let only what serves peace and truth pass. Say, cover this room, sanctify my bed, consecrate my sleep. Speak to me even as I rest, through dreams that comfort, through silence that heals, through a stillness that mends the torn places. Say, bless my morning before it comes. Go ahead of my steps. Prepare conversations, align times, arrange meetings. Hide me in the secret place of your favor. Give me the strength I need and the wisdom that is gentle and pure. Teach me to do today's good and to let tomorrow be yours. Now, ask for cleansing, where guilt still whispers. Say, I receive your forgiveness and I forgive myself. Where I delayed and missed doors, I release regret and I receive instruction. Where I controlled and strained, I lay down the armor I fashioned. Dress me in light, dress me in humility, dress me in trust. Hear me, my child. I am here. I am receiving what you give. I am not tossing your burdens into emptiness. I am taking ownership as the Lord who acts. Seal this prayer with the promise I have given you, for my word is a wall around your rest. Say, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Again, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. And again, until your soul hears your mouth and believes what it says. I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Now bring the seal to each category you surrendered. Say, over my health, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Say, over my finances, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Say, over my family, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Say, over my work, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Say, over my relationships, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Say, over my home, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Say, over my decisions and timing, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Say, over my safety and my sleep, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Let the repetition be like waves washing stones smooth. With each declaration, the edges of anxiety round and soften. Your mind may still try to argue. Bless it and return to the seal. This is how the heart learns that tomorrow has a keeper. By hearing your own voice, hand it over to me. By feeling your own body release its vigil. By tasting peace as a practiced trust rather than an accident. Now, my child, receive my blessing over this surrender. I bless the gates of your senses to welcome calm. I bless your night with protection and your morning with new mercies. I bless your inner world to align with my design, not because you are weak, but because you are mine, and you were never made to carry what I carry. I bless your memory to let go of fear's rehearsal, and your imagination to see with hope. I bless your home to be wrapped in my presence, your bed to be a place of renewal, your breath to find me in every rise and fall. Rest under my keeping. End with trust and gratitude. Say, Father, I thank you that you are the keeper of tomorrow and the shepherd of my night. I thank you that you have heard me and that you are acting even now. I release control and I receive your rest. I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Amen. And as you say amen, feel the transfer complete. Your tomorrow is not an orphan. I am its father. Your soul is not a guard on the wall. It is a beloved child at home. Sleep now beneath my watch. I am awake. I am working. I will act. My child, now let your mouth lead your mind. Let your voice shepherd your heart back to the pasture of my peace. Declarations are not theatrics. They are alignment. They are how you choose me over the spiral, how you walk out of the cage called control and into the open field of trust. Speak after me, and let your breath carry each word like a key that opens the locked rooms of your soul. Say, I release tomorrow into your hands. I refuse to carry what belongs to you. I lay down the weight, the what-ifs, the need to predict. I choose trust over tension. I choose surrender over strain. Say, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Again, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. And once more, for the places in me that are slow to believe, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Say, I receive your peace that guards my heart and mind. I am held, I am kept, I am covered. I rest under your watch tonight. Say, I will not partner with fear. I will not rehearse disaster. I will not bow to urgency. I am not driven by dread. I am led by your spirit. I refuse the frenzy. I choose stillness before you. Say, I am not an orphan managing outcomes. I am a child led by the Spirit. I am not alone. I am not abandoned. I am guided, protected, and provided for. Say, I trust in the Lord and do good. Today's obedience is enough. I dwell in the land of this moment and cultivate faithfulness by resting. I delight in the Lord. He gives me the desires He planted in my heart. Say, I roll my burdens onto the Lord. I transfer ownership. Outcomes are not my God. Schedules are not my Savior. Jesus is Lord over my tomorrow. Say, be still, my soul, before the Lord, and wait patiently for Him. Fret not, cease from anger, turn from wrath. I will not let irritation pilot my choices. I will be quiet under His hand. Say, the Lord will make my righteousness shine like the dawn. He will act on my behalf at the right time. He opens doors of grace, and I will walk through with peace. Say, I choose the holy cadence, trust, delight, commit, rest. I trust you are good. I delight. Your nearness is my joy. I commit. You hold my path. I rest. You act while I sleep. Now bring it into the places that have been loud. Say, over my health, I release control and receive your keeping. Over my body, I receive care and wisdom. Over my diagnosis and unknowns, I place them into your hands. My breath is yours. My night is yours. My healing is in your timing and touch. Say, over my finances, I refuse panic. I choose stewardship and peace. You are my source. You provide in ways I cannot predict. I will not chase provision. I will walk with the provider. Say, over my family, I surrender control. I bless them into your shepherding. I trust your tenderness over my supervision. I release fixing. I choose faithful love. Say, over my work, I lay down performance and striving. I receive favor that I do not have to force. I will do today's good. I will rest from tomorrow's outcomes. Say, over my relationships, I choose honesty without manipulation, boundaries without fear, compassion without control. I trust your pace with my heart. Say, over my home, I consecrate this space to your peace. Let this house be an altar to your presence and a refuge for rest. I receive order without obsession, safety without hypervigilance. Say, over my decisions, I choose clarity from your spirit over pressure from my nerves. Close what is not from you. Open what is yours. I will not hurry past wisdom. I will not hesitate past grace. Say, over my timelines, I refuse tyranny. Hurry is not my master. Delay is not my judge. I move at the speed of peace. I wait at the rhythm of grace. Say, over my safety, I hide in the shelter of the Most High. Angels encamp around me. My comings and goings are watched by the Lord. Night is not my enemy. It is the canvas of your watchfulness. Say, I will not partner with fear. I will not rehearse disaster. I will not bow to urgency. I break agreement with the lie that vigilance keeps me safe. I make agreement with the truth that your presence keeps me secure. Say, I reject the script of control. I renounce the cage of overfunctioning. I refuse to worship imagined futures. I set my altar for the living God alone. Say, I welcome the correction of your love. I receive the compassion of your voice. I realign with your design, not because I am weak, but because I am yours, and I was never meant to carry what you carry. Say, my mind serves the Lord. My nervous system agrees with peace. My body remembers rest. My spirit is quieted by your nearness. Say, I place the night battlefield under your command. I silence interference in Jesus' name. I refuse the whispers that say I must stay awake to keep calamity away. I choose to sleep under your command. Say, I forgive myself for trying to be a God of outcomes. I repent and return. I accept being a beloved child. I release the armor I forged. I put on trust like a garment of light. Say, I am teachable. I am led. I am protected. I am provided for. I am held. I am free. Say, the Lord establishes my steps. The Lord delights in my way. If I stumble, I am not cast headlong, for the Lord upholds my hand. I will not fear the fall. I will trust the hand that lifts. Say, I release tomorrow. I receive peace. I walk in today's grace. I release. I receive. I walk. This is my cadence. This is my way. Say, I declare that anxiety is not my counselor. The Holy Spirit is. Intrusion is not my invitation. Peace is. Urgency is not my timing. Grace is. Say, I will not miss the doors of grace. Control will not cause me to hesitate. I will move when peace says now. I will wait when peace says wait. I will not outrun favor, and I will not lag behind obedience. Say, I bless my sleep to become sanctuary. I bless my dreams to receive instruction and comfort. I bless my morning to meet mercies new and sufficient. Say, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Over my today, I commit and obey. Over my tomorrow, you act and sustain. Over my forever, you keep and complete. Now, my child, let your agreement be seen as well as heard. In the comments, write, I commit my way to the Lord. He holds my tomorrow. If you desire, add one word for what you are releasing. Health, family, work, peace. This small public yes trains your heart to answer quickly when grace whispers now. It draws your mind into the safety of alignment. It tells your body there is no emergency. It tells heaven you agree with my timing. Breathe with me now. Inhale trust. Exhale release. Inhale peace. Exhale control. Let these words cascade through you like warm oil on troubled waters. Let them settle beneath the noise, beneath the plans, beneath the pulse of fear. You are not being emptied into emptiness. You are being filled with my nearness. Return to the seal once more. Say, I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Let the repetition round the sharp edges of your night. Let quiet rise. Let sleep approach like a gentle friend. I am here. I am keeping you. I am acting while you rest. My child, lay your head down now beneath my watch. Let the last sound in your soul be my voice, not the hum of worry. Hear me clearly. You can sleep because I am awake. Tomorrow is already in my hands. You have placed it there with your yes, with your surrender, with the quiet bravery of releasing outcomes you cannot hold. I honor this offering. I take ownership of what you have yielded, and I give you back what I always intended for this hour rest. I bless your sleep to be deep and unafraid. I bless your thoughts to grow quiet under my guarding. I bless the muscles that have worked without applause to untie their knots. I bless your heart to slow, your breath to lengthen, your nervous system to remember the rhythm of Eden, unrushed, unthreatened, under my care. I bless your jaw to unclench, your shoulders to descend, your back to soften, your hands to open. I bless your inner world, to turn from the glow of screens and the glare of fears and find its nightlight in my nearness. Let warmth spread where cold alertness used to camp. Let calm gather where conclusions ran wild. Receive the gentleness you keep giving to others. Receive comfort as a commandment, not a suggestion. This is obedience too. I place a guard at the door of your mind. I post sentries of peace to patrol the thresholds where spirals sneak in. No accusation may enter. No counterfeit urgency may pass. I bind the running commentary that imagines catastrophe to justify control. I quiet the echo of past warnings that no longer serve you. I permit only what agrees with truth and hope to cross the gate. I call my angels to encamp around you. I stretch a canopy of my presence over your bed. Night becomes a sanctuary, not a courtroom. Darkness becomes a blanket, not a threat. This is the domain of your Father. I am here. I speak courage into your tomorrow, not as a feeling you must manufacture, but as a supply I will place in your hands at the hour you need it. I will show you what is yours to do, step by step, without panic. I will not drown you in options. I will lead you with peace. I will not shout at you from a distance. I will whisper from within. I will not confuse you with 100 paths. I will mark the one in front of your feet. You will know, because what is yours will carry my ease, and what is not will lose its power to haunt you. Let this be enough for tonight. I will lead you without hurry and without haze. You have walked the arc with me, control into surrender, surrender into rest, rest into the rhythm of a new season. Do you feel the cage door behind you? It is open now because you consented to let me turn the key. Do you sense the field before you? It is wide because you trusted me to hold outcomes you cannot shepherd. This is Psalm 37 moving from page to pulse. Trust, delight, commit, rest. You have committed your way to me. I will act. Not maybe, not in theory, not only when you are watching. I will act in rooms you will enter tomorrow. I will act in hearts you have prayed for. I will act in systems that looked unmovable. I will act inside you, knitter of plans, turned child of peace. I bless your dreams to become medicine. Let images of fear be replaced with scenes of healing, clear paths, open doors, reconciled tables, hands released from heavy loads. I bless your brain to do its holy nighttime work, to sort, to file, to mend without the interference of dread. I bless the chemistry of your rest to restore what the day depleted. I bless your immune system to strengthen, your hormones to regulate, your cells to repair. I bless your heart to heal from the invisible bruises of pressure and to beat tonight in quiet companionship with mine. I am singing over you with songs of deliverance. If you wake and listen, you may hear the echo. I am already walking ahead into your hours yet unborn. I am softening hard soil where you will plant. I am straightening tangled lines where you only saw knots. I am rerouting delays that did not serve you and protecting pauses that will mature you. I am whispering to those who will meet you, aligning times, finalizing mercies, scripting answers to questions you thought would corner you. While you dream, I am drafting grace. While you sleep, I am scheduling kindness. While you rest, I am arranging the very outcomes you tried to domesticate with control. I do not need your vigilance. I have invited your trust. I bless your morning before it comes. I set new mercies like fresh bread at your doorstep. I pour quiet strength into the first light that will touch your face. I anoint your eyes to see me before you see email. I tune your ears to my peace before you hear the pings of demand. I ready your feet for the path that is yours and keep them from paths that only flatter your fear. I bless you with the gift of one clear obedience at a time. When you rise, you will know your today, and you will leave your tomorrow in my hands again. This is how we will walk day by day, not driven by dread, but led by my spirit. I bless you with holy timing. I convict you away from hurry disguised as responsibility, and from delay disguised as wisdom. I teach you the speed of peace. I release you from the tyranny of unfinished lists as proof of failure. I bring you into the dignity of limits, the joy of boundaries, the relief of being human beneath a God who is kind. I remove the costume from control and reveal it as fear. I remove the shame from rest and reveal it as faith. Wear this revelation like a light garment. It fits you. I bless your relationships. I pour gentleness into your tone and clarity into your boundaries. I fill you with courage to apologize without groveling and to forgive without rewriting truth. I relieve you of the burden to script responses in advance. I place my words in your mouth when your hour arrives. I bless your family under my shepherding. I bless those you love with my protection and my process. I bless the one you fear for with assurances that I am God to them as well, not only to you. You will not be the savior of their story. You will be a faithful witness to my saving. I bless your work and your rest to stop competing and start cooperating. I bless your labor to be seed, not penance. I bless your rest to be worship, not laziness. I break the agreement that exhaustion is the price of relevance. I establish a new agreement. Obedience is your measure, and peace is your proof. I place favor on the tasks I have assigned you, and friction on the tasks fear assigned you. You will feel the difference and choose accordingly. I bless your home to host. My presence, hallways washed in quiet, kitchens kept by gratitude, beds consecrated to real replenishment. I sweep away the residue of arguments and the dust of days that linger heavy. I set laughter to return at appointed times. I make your table a place where heaven's kindness sits down to eat. I declare this space under my jurisdiction. Peace is the house rule here. I bless your soul with remembrance. When you wake in the night, you will not rehearse disaster. You will remember the seal. Let the first words on your tongue be our shared vow. I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. This sentence is a key. It opens the morning. It locks the night against intrusion. It calls your runaway thoughts back home. Do not despise its simplicity. Psalm truth is not fragile glass. It is bedrock. Stand on it when the floor of certainty feels thin. I will not let you fall through. I uphold your hand. My child, let me speak the final blessing now and lay it across you like a covering. I bless you to sleep under my care and wake to new mercies. I bless you to cease from striving and rise to steady obedience. I bless you to trade scanning for listening, bracing for receiving, control for communion. I bless you to remember that I am awake when you are not, active when you are still, sovereign when you are unsure. I bless you to keep walking in the holy cadence, trust, delight, commit, rest, and to discover, again and again, that I act when you commit. I am here. I am nearer than your pillow, closer than your breath. I do not blink. I do not miss. I do not misplace your life between my fingers. I hold tomorrow as easily as I hold the night. You can let your lids fall now without fear. You can put the armor down and not fear ambush. You can free your hands because mine are not full. Sleep, beloved. Wake, beloved. Find me in both. My kindness will greet you in the morning as surely as dawn finds the horizon. My mercies will arrive on time because I am their sender and their speed. If this psalm calmed you, share it with someone who is carrying tomorrow tonight. Let your compassion become a bridge for their rest. Subscribe for more psalm-based prayers so I can keep speaking peace into your days and nights. And come back tomorrow to practice trust again. We will walk the same simple path. Trust, delight, commit, rest, until it is not just your prayer, but your posture. Now close your eyes without argument. Let your mouth whisper our seal one last time. I commit my way to you. I trust you, and you will act. Let your breath answer, Amen. Let the quiet take your hand. Sleep under my care. Wake to new mercies. I am awake. I am working. You are kept.